Good evening to everybody. First of all, at the outset, my revolutionary greetings to the entire students fraternity of Pondicherry University SFI unit. The year 2020, we are celebrating May Day this year in an extraordinary situation, which is obviously known to all now. Last year, 2019, by December end, January initial days, the virus was reported and it now spread over the entire planet, which is a unique type of a catastrophe in the history of humanity. As you all know, now 3 million people are affected globally. And so far, more than 2.5 lakh people died. The heavy toll, now it is reporting from America. In USA, the affected number is 10 lakh, the highest number in any country. And by this day, nearly 60,000 people already died. At this point of time, the humanity now facing an unprecedented challenge. Our collective responsibility is to resist and win over this virus. At this stage, I want to say that working class responsibility and task is really and mainly focused on, and we are focusing our fight in two fronts. Number one, to contain the virus itself. That would be done through a coordinated effort globally by getting the scientific, innovative interventions and by effective coordination with all the nations. Here I want to salute the brave involvement of our health workers globally in every country. Nurses, doctors, paramedical, and our police personnel all are doing a job which is unique, I can say. We salute them. And the second point is the working class all along for the last 115 years after Chicago are with a basic slogan to change the system which is very barbaric, that is capitalist system. Now it is exposed, the limits of capitalism is exposed in this situation. The virus and its attack as an pandemic is affecting the humanity. Mainly, we have to focus our second fight front against capitalism. You can see the behavior of various states. Certain countries after this report of virus ignored the warnings of the agencies, including WHO. Number one state which can be quoted is America. America is now passing through a very difficult state because of the arrogant, ignorant, and avoiding the warnings of the WHO also. So why it is happening so? They are subordinating the lives of the people for the profit of capitalists. Those governments are still governing and driving by the spirit of profit maximization even at this stage. So, one time we have to focus our level efforts to save the humanity, to contain the number of deaths to the minimal, but at the same time a focused resistance against this system of capitalist deprivation of the masses and its exploitation is also taken very seriously. In this regard, I want to mention certain points. Capitalism as a system was in a systemic crisis just before the report date of this coronavirus. Before that, after 2008, capitalism was not able to recover so far. It was still in a limping stage. Over and above, now this issue is coming. Now the entire world is in a lockdown. Lockdown is not a panacea to contain this coronavirus attack. That demands testing, first of all. Second, contact tracing. And third is social distancing. While doing that, how our medical system and the infrastructure of the country is now placed is very important. We can see that after 1980, world over, capitalism is practicing a new kind of philosophy in economics, that is minimum government. Withdrawal of the government from various sectors of the social life, and privatization as a game for the profitization of their maximized profits. This actually landed where? Because of the economies and its profit mobilization. Everybody can see inequality is the predominant factor happening in every country. Because of that, demand went down, and through a special mechanism of giving currency and credit maximization, they were tried their level best to maintain the life of capitalist system. But now, because of this lockdown, the entire economies are now declining. IMF is reported recently that the world economy is going down 4.8% minimum this year. Country to country, it is varying depending on the status of the various economies level of now its development. But the problem is, it is going down, and there is no definite date to release that lockdown also. Lockdown cannot be continued indefinitely because it is good for to save the lives, but it will affect the livelihood if it is continuing for a long time. So the question is, government should intervene now in a massive way to save the lives of the downtrodden of the majority of every society, which is not happening. But one thing we can say, all the governments are in utter bankruptcy and debts. But even then, a good number of governments are now coming out with good proposals for to intervene in the economy to do expenditure for to save the economy in various forms. One direct method is to maintain the subsistence of the masses, especially workers, and to see the livelihood is moving. Food and other things are also now provided by various governments. That is not the end of it. But the question is, very many governments are not coming to that basic responsibility. Let us come to India. India, as a government, they were not given sufficient notice to the masses regarding the upcoming 21 days lockdown. They gave only 4 hours. India is a big country with a vast majority of the population belong to unorganized sector and predominantly migrants. We asked them to say where they were, but with what they can do. Now we are facing the reality. Now in India also we are struggling to contain the virus. Various states are in various fashions. But from Kerala I can say proudly, prestigiously I can say, we are, though the state is reported the first case in India, now in a better position to contain the virus. This is not the yet. I'm not making any comment with complacency. We have to be doubly vigilant on the matter. But how we achieved that, that is also we have to look into historically. Kerala's achievement actually a development over the last 5-6 decades, continuous progressive intervention of the governments, successive, especially that of left governments. How it is happened? The perspective of the governments, though it was worked in the framework of a national government under a capitalist mode of production and development, we tried our level best to keep the levels of the standards of the life of the people in Kerala through various indicators, especially in education as well as in our medical sector. Now we are getting the dividends. The public sector intervention, government intervention with a dedicated approach is very, very important. Now it is established. No other country. Now we can look at it globally. China contained, Vietnam contained, Korea contained. Cuba is supporting the entire world through their supportive facilities and infrastructure available. So the question is how the governments are evolving its policy. That is why I'm saying, after containing the virus at the earliest by getting the best talent and achievements of science and technology, our basic focus should go to put our maximum effort to to put a effective alternative to capitalism. Capitalism system is very much now exposed. I said it is exposed because it is for the private purposes only. Even now, why the governments of the developed countries are failing? They were totally withdrawn from the sectors of the social life. Now, again, at this juncture too, they are trying to recoup the economy and to start their privatization spree. Here, one more point is very important. Nature is to be respected in all our activities. See, the recent experiences of climatic change is real. It is actually originated from the greed of the capitalist agencies to grab maximum from the earth, from nature. Now, fossil fuel industry is coming to a drastic down because what? The entire world is now grinding in a halt with all the transportations are halt, all industries are now not working. So the entire industries are shrinking. This is happening to get a recoup from the entirety, a reverse policy in every country, and a systemic change universally is very important. Working class only can provide. For the last 40 years, international working class were fighting against the neoliberal policies. Neoliberal policies are governed actually, and they were always said about the market. Market is supreme for them. But what is happening? Market is now failed. Market is totally failed. So the question is a planned economy for the welfare of the masses is the question to be put in place. That is the real thing now coming up. This coronavirus episode actually giving a chance to the entire people as an opener regarding the realities around to put up an effective fight to recoup the world for humanity and for an alternative world, and it is possible also. That is the thing I want to say at the outset. Greetings. While coming to intense situation, our focused demand to the government now is, so far government of India only spent less than 1% of our GDP. Our GDP last year comes about 200 lakhs worth. Raghuram Rajan yesterday commented regarding the possible nature of intervention to support the most downtrodden people. His suggestion was around 65,000 crores. I think it is a conservative figure. In India, our migrant workers flock, inclusive of the informal workers as such, come around 38 crore. Definitely, we can spend at least 5% of our GDP. 5% means definitely 4-5 lakh of crores of rupees can be spent. And further, entire governments of India are now in peak stocks with that can be distributed. Kerala's success story is belonging to that public distribution effective system also. In Kerala, 14,300 ration shops were there through which we are giving all the essentials on a regular basis and predominantly free to the masses. What I am saying, the Buffer stock now available with the government of India is to be distributed to the masses, those who are deserving it, because maintaining the life and the healthy life of the citizen is very, very important. India is having a demographic advantage, we know. To get and take out of that situation maximum advantage, we have to maintain the health of these people. Without that, we can't move. But government of India still reluctant. Yeah, at the same time, one thing very obviously we can see now, they are even in this particular situation too generously giving large sums of our wealth to the parties of private crony agents. Recently, Neeraj Modi and Vijay Mallya were also got a good salute from the government by getting 68,000 crore rupees waiver for their bank defaults and other things. This is not a rare thing. This is not a rare thing from this government. Further, I can say, recently one interesting report came out from Revenue Department. Because of the suggestion of the Finance Ministry, IRS fraternity, their association, they put up a proposal to government how to raise money. In that regard, under the name force, that means proposals for to make out options and choices for to make money for this coronavirus attack, but to contain that. What this government said, they suggested 40% profit, 40% taxation from super rich, and 4% COVID-19 cess. On these two proposals, what was the reaction of the government? Government reacted in a very, very, what I can say, antagonistically, and now charge sheeted these people, association leadership, very wrong. See, yesterday, Thomas Piketty, the veteran economist, which internationally known, everybody knows, Thomas Piketty, he suggested massive taxation from the super rich to get money for to use it now, for to maintain the economy's present difficulties. Not only this one, this government is still reluctant to support the agrarian people. We are now passing to a stage where rabi crop is to be harvested now. But nobody is available. They were all in different situations and locked down in various areas. Just after rabi, we had to go for our kharif preparations also. This demands big labor force and all infrastructure supports. What government is doing, what they are doing for the peasantry, nothing. At the same time, still the government is using its power and its right for the purposes of neglecting the states. This I am making as a criticism. The economic federalistic concept of India is heavily damaged under this BJP outfit, NDA 2 and 3. Very important thing it is. Fiscal federalism is now not available in the country. The majority or major responsibility of containing the virus attack and maintaining the economy is that of states. How their exchequer are now, because of GST, it is eroded big way. There are no sources to tap it further from any source. And because of the lockdown, there is no tax revenue. There is no revenue at all practically. And these governments are forced to take a number of new responsibilities to maintain the life of the people through various ways. Kerala is an affected state, and Kerala is not adequately given support by the government is a reality. So change those all things under this situation. We are in a fire situation. So the government should come very, very generously to say, this government of India can mobilize money through changing the stringent approach on FRBM, Fiscal Responsibility Budget Management Act. It is there. It is governing there. But the point is, now the situation is asking us to change. Fiscal deficit is secondary only. Irrespective of the deficit status, we have to spend money now to save the country. Otherwise, they have to go for borrowing. Or they have to, even for deficit currency, they should go to get money for the purpose of MSME The major contingent of our industrial sector manufacturing is MSME. Where are they now? And how they are going to survive after this? Is it going to end by the next month or next month or next month? It will go like anything. So MSME demand, and Chidambaram and others are already suggested that it is correct also. MSME is a big sector. Nearly 12 crore people are there and their livelihood is in that sector. What the government is doing, they are totally blind. So what this government, this is a government now take up the entire issue with a national outlook. National outlook. They should come up in that way. PMO's wisdom I accept, but that is not the end. We have to rope in the entire good brains available in India and outside India for India are to be taken and pooled for the purpose of how to fight this particular situation. That's the broad-minded national outlook to be adopted by the government. But even now, one thing is there, this government is still trying to continue the practices of dividing the masses, as is the case of the last year, nationality, registration, and related episodes we know still in our memory. Even now, even this situation also, this government tried to utilize this Tabligh conference of Delhi to propagate their divisive temptations. Those things are to be avoided now. Now this is a national unity stage. That is the demand. A cohesive approach by the entire Indian masses to counter the attack and to contain it at the earliest by effective measures. I think the working class, as usual, will find its place in the frontage against all the wrong policies of this government, at the same time to put our entire energy to contain this pandemic. At the same time, long-term goal of an alternative world with the socialistic approach is also very important. Our May Day is asking us to rally with all our experience so far to consolidate that, to fight it again by getting all the masses of the like-minded people as a united singleton force to reverse and change the policies of the government at this stage. That is what I want to say as the second part.